Welcome to this thing called life.
Hey. What is up, Michael
What
Kelly?
is
How
up?
are you?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. You know what number episode this is?
205?
No, not quite. We got a long ways to go until we reach that one, my friend. But this one, we're hitting double digits, bro. Number 10.
We're at number 10 already?
Yeah, right? It doesn't feel like that.
We're doing good.
But it's been fun. And
We're going strong.
yeah, totally. But first off, just some house chores here for the podcast real quick. Just to get it out of the way, get it done. Guys, if you haven't yet, go subscribe. Give us a 5-star review. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone that has been giving us feedback. I've got a buddy at work that's been giving us feedback. He's listened. He's impressed with it. He loves it. I know you've been getting feedback, you've said, from some people, and obviously everyone that's left us the reviews on iTunes. Thank you guys so much. Also, follow us on all your social media platforms. Just search TTCO Pod or This Thing Called Life. We're also on Spotify now for all you Android users. Search This Thing Called Life podcast. Now that stuff's out of the way.
So how you been, man? What's up?
Dude, I'm feeling good. It's a late night podcast for us here. Late Saturday night. 11 o'clock on my end. 10 o'clock on your end. We're going to get the ball rolling. You know, we've had a couple drinks. You know, not a bad deal.
Oh yeah, let me do that real quick. Let me plug Jameson, my favorite whiskey, into this podcast real quick. And shout out to my boy Willis the barber on Instagram, who's sponsored by Jameson and always encourages me to drink Irish. So
Hey.
Cheers to you guys.
And speaking of Irish, if you haven't yet, go back and listen to episode 9. We've had a friend of ours now. His name is Mark Gay, Notorious Barbers. Check him out on Instagram. He was just on our last episode talking about everything from his career to personal stuff and even going to our topics. Getting deep with our topics last week, episode 9. Go back and check him out. Mark Gay is his name. Awesome guy, Mike. Thanks for bringing him on, bud.
No problem, man. Very knowledgeable young man, too.
Yes. And me, I'm drinking some Southern Tier beer. Got that beer. Anyways, let's start this off right with the classic dad joke. Are you ready?
Let's go.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Yeah! That's the first time we've ever guessed it.
I'm the champ.
Ground beef.
Thank you, everyone.
The first time I saw that one, though. Whew. That one had me. I was laughing for a good 5 minutes. I couldn't get over it. I was like, I gotta say this one on the dog. I was like, this is gonna be mine. This one's gonna be mine.
It's quite literal, isn't it?
Literally, no-legged cow on the ground. Ugh,
I'm hungry too.
Jesus.
Damn.
Sorry to do that to you, but this episode here, episode 10, we don't got much. Really, just, a lot of negativity. It's been dealing with, Michael has been dealing with a lot of negativity this past week. So, we decided, hey, let's get it out. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the negativity and how you people can handle it. And also a couple of things that I've seen recently, one in person and one on the internet. Do you want me to start, Michael, or do you want to?
Yeah, bro, you were mentioning
Okay.
Earlier about some kind of challenge that kids are doing that's really outlandish. Some
Yes.
outlandish shit about.
Yes, off the pod, Michael and I were just talking about this before, and the most recent thing I've seen is how kids now, first off, sorry, let's start with this, right? The new challenge. Kids always love the challenges, the social media craze challenges. they had the Drake challenge, the Kiki challenge, where you hop out of your car and you're dancing. We've seen fail videos of that, and it's pretty hilarious. Don't get me wrong. You know, those people probably got hurt. But, and then you had the Tide Pod challenges. Whatever made that a great idea for kids to start eating some laundry detergent. Stupidest shit I've seen, right? This one, though, kids are now supposedly faking their own disappearance. They're going to disappear for about 48 hours. And it's this new challenge now where kids are planning their own disappearance. And as a parent, if my kid did that, oh my God, the kid would be grounded for a very, very long time. Because that's not cool. Like, that's not cool. Kids, that's not cool. Don't do it. But and there's like a point system that comes with this too. It's like 1 point I saw is for like if someone shares their name on social media for like a missing person, not disappearing. I'm sorry, missing person. Let's use that. It's a little more better there. Missing person. All right. And then there's 2 points if it gets mentioned on like the local news, or what, it doesn't have to be local, but just on the news, on television. Mike, what is your thoughts on this?
My kid would be missing for more than 48 hours if they pulled this shit on me.
He'd be missing in 5 minutes.
That's the first thing.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, I would say, look, you want to pull some shit like this, then you're going to have to do the time too. So if you're missing, then you're really going to be missing. Like, say goodbye to your friends because you are grounded for like
yeah.
a long ass time until people really think that you are gone. And then we'll bring you back out without your phone and everything. You'll be excommunicated from social media, cell phones, everything. You will be back in like 1904. You'll be milking cows and just like doing chores all day.
Yes. My thoughts exactly, dude. Like, if it's what makes the kids think this is a good idea? That's the part that blows my mind.
What is wrong with kids today? They don't have, you know what it is, bro? They don't have a sense of reality. They're disconnected from reality. They don't understand what it's like. They can't put themselves in position to go, what's it like to lose someone for 48 hours and have everyone be wasting their time over some fake shit. Today, kids have no sense of actual reality.
That's a good point. And it's like, obviously us raising kids too, like, and even some of our listeners who have kids that are raising kids, like how are we supposed to I guess protect them from that? Like, show them that, hey, this, it's not all about that screen time. It's not all about this or whatever, because that's obviously I think that's where you were going with it, is obviously kids are so caught up in the social media craze nowadays that they lose themselves. And we even talked about that before, like when we had my dad on the episode and he was talking about how, there's nothing like it's face to face and having a face to face conversation, and we lose that nowadays because of technology. I don't know.
It's crazy because I saw something on Facebook earlier, bro. I don't know if you saw this actually, but it was someone posted that on some of the children YouTube videos channels.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so apparently, guys, there's videos teaching children how to slit their wrists the right way, saying, slit your wrist this way if you want attention, or slit your wrist the other way if you really want to kill yourself. And I was shocked. Also, I guess they're saying that there's other videos where, and these are children's videos again, where they're saying, okay, kids, here's some perverted sexual things that maybe you're going to see in the future. And honestly, it's pretty disgusting to me that they're teaching us, these kids, these very, very, I don't want to call them adult because I think adult things are okay to teach kids in the right setting, in the right time. But they're teaching these kids like dark themes that are beyond their comprehension at such a young age. I mean, sexual deviancy and how to kill yourself and just, I don't know,
cutting
man.
yourself
like,
too. I think one was particular too, where it came like, how when when people cut themselves, there's a wrong way and a right way, and
Right. How to get
yeah,
attention, or how to,
dude.
yeah. And that's the worst, man, is the fact that when you and I were growing up, we didn't have YouTube like this. We didn't have the access to crazy information. So our youth are growing up, our kids are growing up learning faster and quicker than we ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And we learn quicker than our parents. So I understand that. But at the same token, the information technology boom is bigger. So we need to think at a broader perspective of how to attack this. So I don't know. What do you think, Dave? What would you tell your kid if your kid came up to you and said, my son's 11, so he does ask me these things, right?
Right.
Kid came up to you and said, "Hey, Dad, I was watching this cartoon, and this guy, he was weird. He said some weird stuff that I don't understand, and then he killed himself."
Dude, like that's like I guess I wouldn't even know how to react at first because I would be just mind blown and I guess in a way heartbroken that my kid would see that. Because that could mentally scar a child, you know? Just like how I guess divorces happen in families and that can scar children as well. But that's a whole nother topic. I don't even have words. When I saw this going around and I saw the warning of this, I was like just in awe about it. Like, wow, what is going on in this world nowadays where people are doing this to innocent children that just are there to watch what they enjoy, and then all of a sudden some dude comes on the screen and it's like, and it happens later in the video where, the parents walked away already because they're like, oh, my kid's watching this video. He started watching this video. And the parent walks away. It happens like 4.5, 5 minutes later into the video. Dude, it's just, it grosses me out. Like, you know what I mean? It just grosses me out about it. But I have no words to put to it like right now besides like how disturbing it is. It's just disturbing.
Yeah, I think it's important that we as parents are authentic and real with our children,
Yeah.
and we do let them know about adult themes and things like that. And when they have questions about dark themes like this and dark situations like this, and that's why I guess what I'll call them, you can do your best to explain that to them if you want to. That's up to you. But for me, like with my son, what I do with him is I'll tell him my perspective and tell him as much as I know. So, for instance, here's an example, and this is a very minor one to some people, but to others it might be a huge issue. In my house, to be honest, I don't get mad if my son uses cuss words. And people might say, "Man, Mike, you're a bad parent." Well, guess what? I don't fucking care. But here's the thing: is I've explained to him at a certain level. I've explained to him that words are just words. People have tried to label them and diagnose them as bad or good. In the reality, words are words. It's grammar, it's vocabulary. Where it's poor vocabulary or great vocabulary, that's all up to an opinion, right? But the reality is an adult thing to curse. Why is it an adult thing to curse? Because to say those words, you need to be in the right environment, the right time. So instead of saying it's necessarily just an adult word, I'll say it's a mature word. That's why they label TV mature sometimes, because the reality is it's not that necessarily bad to say, but it could be bad at the wrong time. So my son knows he doesn't walk around school going, "Hey, Mrs. Johnson, what the fuck's up today?" No, he won't say that shit because he knows it's the wrong time, wrong place. Now in my house, I've never caught my son cussing. But if he did, I wouldn't give a shit because he knows that in this house, we all understand it's just words. And if that shit offends you, you have very thin skin. You grow the fuck up because there's bigger things in the world to worry about, like YouTube videos, infiltrating our kids. But like that's just an instance. So for me, if this was brought to me or to my son and he came at me with this, I would have to tell him, "Look, son, here's what I do know. That sometimes people put things on the internet that are crazy, that are very dark, very over the top, very mature, and we don't know why they do it. We don't understand what the benefit of it is. It's probably no benefit, and you have to go ahead and explain to your kid that, look, people do kill themselves. This is a real thing, and it's very sad. It's very discouraging, and it hurts a lot of people. And I tell him that, and I've had that conversation about suicide with my son. My son has already asked me about that. And it's probably because of YouTube. But
Mm.
we've had that conversation, man. And as uncomfortable it is for parents, and as much as it angers us, we do need to take a beat or two and just think for a moment and go, you know what? I need to come up with the best, most logical, honest answer for my child, because that's what the child's going to remember as he gets older. And when he gets older and he gets smarter, and he starts reasoning and he has logic in his head, he's going to turn around years later and think, what did my dad tell me? Was it horseshit or was it the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to give him your honest opinion. And if you don't know, it's okay. Say you don't know.
Right.
But if you do know, then give it to him, because the reality is kids are smarter than we think. They soak up everything that we think. And if we don't give them logic and reasoning behind things they see and hear, they will come up with their own solution. They will come up with their own conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's dangerous. Confusion is the enemy. You don't want them to be confused.
Yeah, and that's well said. And, saying, listen, son, I don't know. Listen, listen, honey, I don't know. The kid isn't going to judge you. The kid isn't going to do any of that because, you're obviously their mom or their dad. And they're not going to judge you because you don't know. It's okay. It's all right to say you don't know, because just like I just said to you before when you asked me, I was like, I honestly don't know what I would say. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about it. And I'm like, well, what? And then give it a little time to digest. And I'm sure after I think about it a little bit more, I would probably have the correct words. And I would go back to him and say, listen, about the talk we just had earlier, son, this is that. This is that. But yeah, dude, disgusting.
Absolutely, man.
It's disgusting. That's the only
But
word I
it
get.
is
That's the only word
gross,
I got
man.
for it. There's some disgusting people in this world, obviously. And speaking of disgusting, I'm gonna transition real quick to some news topics. All right, R. Kelly turned himself in. Do we know about the whole situation with R. Kelly, bro? Oh man, so there was this whole
He's
document,
peeing on people,
bro.
bro.
There was this
He's
whole
been peeing on people forever.
Bro, there was this whole documentary that came out. I'm not sure if you know about it. There was a whole documentary that came out on Netflix about it. And I guess if you want to call them survivors, I don't know if that's the correct word for it. But, people that have escaped R. Kelly's little ring that he had going on there. His little sex ring that he had going on with all this stuff. So R. Kelly finally turned himself in, probably after all the documentary stuff and all this shit, because everybody knew he was messed up. So, good on him turning himself in, but bad on him for all the shit that he put all those women through. You know what I mean?
I bet you all those women were really pissed off.
Oh my god, that's terrible. That's terrible. Also, what else is terrible? New England Patriots owner charged for soliciting sex at a massage parlor in Florida.
Can I just, guys, listen, guys.
This is hilarious because they just won the Super Bowl, right?
By the way,
which you called, by the way. You did call that the Patriots would win, so hey, you should have put money on it, I guess. I don't know.
I should have actually. Dude, okay, so guys, listen out there. You sex fucking addicts, you lustful little motherfuckers out there. If you have enough time to do a sex ring and organize that shit, you have enough time to be more successful in other areas of life. Like, you're sick.
Yep. Sick. This all goes back to the whole discussion we just had about those videos. It's all sickening. You know?
Who has the time? Who has the time to be that perverted, bro? Like, who has the time to do that?
Dude, so bad. So bad.
I don't have the time to do anything. I don't know where people get the time to be like, yo, let's do a sex ring, bro. That's dope.
So we, I guess we just covered a stupidity topic for tonight. That would be kids faking their own, missing person. Stupid. Right? You got the people putting themselves, teaching innocent children how to do inappropriate things. Stupid. R. Kelly, stupid. The New England Patriots owner charged with soliciting sex at a massage parlor, fucking stupid.
Very stupid people. And it
Anyways,
sucks.
I want to move on to real quick to something that I've seen. And I saw it this past Friday when I was out delivering. It's actually a customer of mine. It was actually the first time I ever met this guy. I've delivered to his house many times. Got a big German Shepherd dog, very friendly, no harm to me, very friendly pup. All he wants is a biscuit, not a big deal, right? So I pull up to this house. It's towards the later end of my day on Friday, and I get up there. The sun is starting to set. And I see the dog outside. I was like, all right, cool. Dog's outside. I'll make sure I'll grab a biscuit when I get out of the truck. All right, I park the truck, and I start walking the package up to the front door. The dog's following me. And the old man, who I've never met before, who lives there, is sitting on his front porch. All right? Let me remind you right now, it was below freezing at that time. All right? He was sitting on his front porch, all bundled up, with a blanket over his legs, hanging out with his German Shepherd outside. The guy was he had to have been over 80 years old. Real old guy, okay? Outside and sitting in his rocking chair on his front porch with a blanket over his legs. And I'm like, how's it going, sir? And he goes, oh, good, how are you? I was like, almost done with my day here and about to enjoy the weekend. And he goes, oh, I'm one step ahead of you. And I was like, I looked at him and I was like, okay. And then he raises his hand. He's got a glass of wine, a wine bottle sitting to his right. Bro, dude had to been 80 plus years old, enjoying life. Just enjoying life in the freezing cold weather outside with his dog, bro, and I just felt inspired. Like, I left that house, and I was just like, wow, this dude is just living. He's living that retired life. He's out there enjoying a glass of wine, blanket over his legs, keeping himself warm, hanging out with his dog in below freezing temperatures outside with a glass of wine. I was
breathing
just
in the fresh air,
bro,
just letting it fly.
Dude, I left that house with a smile after I saw that guy, and I'm still smiling about it. And it was just like I was just in awe about that. I was like, he's doing it. He's living the life. He's living his best life right there with a glass of wine. 80 plus years old that guy had to have been, dude. And I was just like, I don't know what it was about it, but it just wowed me. It just had the whole wow factor of everything there.
I love it, man. I think those are the best times.
Right?
It's
Exactly.
crazy. Is like a lot of people would probably say, look at that drunk ass old man. But the reality is that's not how he sees himself. And that's not his experience. His experience is he's unwinding and literally living in the moment, which is so rare to see most people do today, is just live in the moment.
Right. Like,
Beautiful.
there was no cell phone. There was nothing on the table next to him. He was just there. And it was just like, I was just, wow. Like, yes. It's so awesome. And I just wanted to bring that up on the pod today. I just felt inspired by that old man. Very nice old man.
That's awesome, bro.
But
occasionally I'll do that. Have a glass of wine and a book. That's what I like to do. Put my feet up, have a glass of red wine. I'm a huge red wine fan. So if anyone wants to send me any red wine, I'll give you my address, please. I'll take it, and I'll also give you a shout out. I'm such an alcoholic. I'm like, I got Jameson.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to send me red wine?
I'll see if I get some red wine. I delivered to a couple wineries. They actually hooked me up a couple times already, yeah.
Yeah, I'm huge on red wine.
there you
Red wine is my favorite. Merlots,
There you go.
Cabernets are fine, but I'm a huge Merlot guy. I like Merlot.
That's what's up. Yeah, and then the
But,
one guy I actually delivered to, he actually lives over here, but he owns a winery out in Oregon. Yeah, like on the other side of the freaking states, bro. Crazy.
On a side note, bro, I forgot to ask you this. Have you ever heard of the beer Red Hook?
Yeah, Red Hook. Yeah.
Is that from Red Hook?
I'm not 100% sure. I actually had that same question myself, believe it or not. I actually had that same question myself because I was not sure if it's actually
good beer.
from Red Hook, New York.
It's good beer.
Yeah, I've never had it.
No, it's good beer.
Yeah? No, Red Hook Brewery is actually in Seattle. it tells me right here on the redhook.com brewery, Seattle original since 1981. So there's your answer to that one. Thank you, Google. But I'm going to have to try it out, though, I guess. So, anyways, what's been going on? That's enough about what's been going on with me, Michael. What's been going on with you recently, buddy?
Okay, so here's what I got for you guys. It's a little heavy, but I'm gonna turn it inspirational, motivational for you guys.
Listen, we're here.
Lately, for the past couple months, I've been going through very devastating negative things, and in life, sometimes we feel like, and I'm sure you all can relate to this on one way or another, that bad things keep happening, or you get some kind of pushback, or some kind of negative energy, or some kind of opposition.
Mm.
And these are all things that have been happening to me like recently, ever since I've decided to create my own barbershop and I started working on my own brand. I have plans to create my own hair products and things of that nature. I've always sold like various things here and there, but I'm really going to double down on that this year and try to do that. But lately, ever since I decided to do that, it seems as if universe has been sending me negative shit. It started a couple months back where one of my really, really good friends, Jack Fields Jr., got shot and killed in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm sorry, Savannah, I believe, Georgia. And he's a good friend of mine, client of mine for years and years and years. Knows daddy, knows kids, knows family. Great people, man. And just a shame. That was heavy on me. And then I got fired from a barber shop, for some stuff that I felt was here nor there. And after that, and this is all after I started telling people, look, I'm opening my shop. It's going to happen.
Hmm.
And then I go to this new shop. I start working here. Everything's really great at the new shop. I love these guys. I love the owner. Things are really, really good. And then all of a sudden I started getting weird clientele, random people that I've never met before, just giving me kind of shit. Almost on purpose, it felt like, to be honest. I got a 1-star review on my Booksy app the other day, and I don't have a 4. I have all 5s. So you can imagine when I received a 1, I was like, what? And that might seem normal to most of you guys, but if you know me and how I'm a perfectionist the way I am, there's no way that a 1 was justified at all. And needless to say, it was stressful to me because I take pride in my work, but I realized that something very, very crucial is that you can't stop people from being crazy. Just like you can't stop them from making YouTube videos, can't stop them from, doing crazy shit, peeing on people. So that's a couple things that have happened to me. There's been plenty, and I don't want to talk about all of them, but there's been a couple more that have been very detrimental to me or have tried to be detrimental to me. But the reality is, guys, is that before every great breakthrough, there's always going to be great opposition. So when the world or the universe, whatever you want to call it, feels like it's against you, when you feel like you're down and they keep kicking you in the ribs, that is the time when a breakthrough is about to come. If you can withstand those times, that is where character is built. So right now I'm going through heavy shit, and it's okay and it's all right, because what I realize is that even though I'm going through it, I bear and grin it. I do what I have to do. I learn from my lessons. I learn from my mistakes. I learn through the opposition, and I use it as fuel. And what's interesting about people who are ambitious like me is that we thrive in situations like this. So for you guys out there that are getting these moments where you're like, damn, like this is tough on me. I feel like there's a heavy cloud over my head. I feel like I'm going through a depression. I feel like all these crazy thoughts are entering my head, all these negative thoughts. Let me tell you, it's completely normal. It's okay. But here's the reality is that if you can hang tight and keep on working hard and keep focused as much as you can, even though your focus may not be 100 because your emotions are high, you're going to want to be distracted. But as long as you try your best to stay focused on what you want to do, eventually there will be a break in the clouds. The light will shine down, and really good shit. All the shit you put in, all the things you sowed, you will reap. All right. And that's just the way it is, man. You can't control the weather, man. You cannot control the weather. You can only control what the fuck you wear. You can wear an umbrella, a raincoat, boots, whatever the fuck the weather tells you. That's what you gotta wear. You can't control when people hate, when they send you messages, when they send you threats, all that shit. You can't control that. All you can control is yourself. And those are the things you should be focusing on, not them, not their hate, not any of the distractions. And that's what I want to tell you guys today because I've been going through a lot of it, a lot of it. And what I realized is that you can't do great things without it. So in a way, be grateful for that. If you don't have it, then you're not going to achieve anything. Nothing will get done without this. So you need the opposition. You want it. One of my great all-time idols is Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant was in an all-star game and he got hit by Dwayne Wade really hard, broke his nose. Dwayne Wade called him a couple days later, said, "Hey, Kobe, I'm so sorry about breaking your nose, bro." And Kobe had said, "No, no, no, I like it." And Dwayne said, "What? What do you mean I like it?" He said, "No, no, no, I like it, Dwayne. I'll see you in 3 days." And 3 days later, they played the Miami Heat. He dropped 33 on them, and they murdered the Miami Heat that night. And that's exactly the mentality that you need to have when you want to be successful.
Damn. I see what you're doing there. So it's even though you're going through that shit, you still got to push it hard. You still got to push it hard, and you're gonna come out on top on the other end. That's it.
Dave, it's the same thing when you have a mental breakthrough, when you're having a paradigm shift in your brain where you realize that we talked about church earlier. And for us, you and I aren't really huge on church or religion, but when your mind starts changing and that's your background and you're learning new things and you want to evolve and you want to open your mind and explore new areas in life, you're going to get backlash from people in that arena, in that community. And they're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about your family. They're going to talk about what you do. They're going to talk all about this stuff, and that's all pushback. But pushback is wonderful because it's an indicator that change is coming. When you're working out and you're pushing heavy weights and that shit hurts, that is an indicator that change is on the way. So that's why I say be grateful because, yeah, it sucks and it's horrible, but be grateful. Find yourself comfortable in that shit because that's the shit that makes or breaks all people. You can't be afraid. Look, here's the thing is we're afraid of opinions. We're afraid of other people's perspectives. We're afraid that someone might not like what we do. But you know what? When you're afraid and you're fearful, that paralyzes you. Fear paralyzes everyone. Mark talked about it in the last episode. So when you're going through negativity and negative reactions, remind yourself that that shit is just fear-based. That's it. Napoleon Hill says that he's an author. He says we have two selves, the negative self and the positive self. You need to choose in those moments to be the positive self and to go ahead and say, okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to choose the operation of fear. I'll choose the operation of positivity. Because when you get scared and fearful when people attack you and it feels dark and gloomy and you want to hide, that moment right there is the moment you need to stop and realize, look, what am I going to choose based off of what I feel? If I feel fear and I make a decision based off of fear, I will get shit. Nothing will happen. But if I look at the fear in the face and say, yes, I was fearful of this, but there's no need for me to be. I'm going to control what I can control and move forward. That is what positivity does. Now, it's tough to do. It takes practice. It's not like you're going to wake up one day. You're not going to wake up one day and just be like, yeah, I know everything. I'm super positive. Like, it's all sunshine and rainbows. Like, I don't care. I'm ignorant to every negative thing in the world. Like, that's not reality for anyone that has made it. Like, it's not. So don't think that you're just going to like master that shit. Like, I struggle with it all the time, every day, with different instances, dealing with different people. But choosing the high road to be positive is always a better solution every single time.
Yeah. And I think we talked about that too in a previous episode, not just the last episode with Mark, but like one of our first episodes. I'm pretty sure we talked about that, about how you got to be overcoming your fears. And just once you do that, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much better once you overcome the fear, and you're going to be like, yes, I did make the right decision. Yes, this was the right choice. And you're going to see something start to blossom out of that. I think I said that exact thing actually just now. I think I said that in the previous episode. But
it's true. You can never say it enough, man. It's a principle of life that we all need. Exactly. It's true. We all need that, man. And I think a lot of people today, I would say that the majority of people today, whenever they face opposition or when people give their opinions,
they buckle.
They buckle, and maybe they don't even realize they do it. Maybe it's subconscious. Maybe Maybe as soon
Right.
as they get opposition, they break down because it's a default mechanism within them that just goes, oh, well, that doesn't seem to work. Like, no, it doesn't seem to work because maybe the one or two people don't like it. But look at the people who do. For instance, right? Look at all the people in the world. You're never going to make everyone happy. But the ones who do like what you're doing, do it for them. Don't do it for the ones that don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not everyone likes country, but dude, country is a huge market in the United States. Not everyone likes certain music or not everyone likes certain food, but these are multi-billion-dollar industries that are being consumed every day.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep doing you, keep doing your life the way you want to do it, the way you think is right, and eventually it's going to work for you.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. So, I guess we can't talk enough about that though.
Yeah, dude,
It's
that's
just
tough, man.
all about staying positive. That's what
And I don't want
that's what it is through
like,
life, you know. It's just you got to stay positive through life. Like you said, you can't let that negative energy overtake you. You got to step up and face that fear. You got to step up and face it.
and you know, I don't want to make it sound like it's easy or that it's like just like, hey guys, just be positive, be positive. But the reality is, the number one step you can do is hit the pause button, get alone, and have quiet time. And literally think about your life.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the decisions you made and the things that are influencing you, or the things that you want in life. I recently went on Instagram and I did like a 1 minute inspirational thing where I talked about your definitive specific purpose in life. And a lot of times we get distracted. You know, we in the moment get distracted by something we want, but it doesn't land in your definitive purpose. For like bodybuilding, for instance, if you want to be a bodybuilder, you can't just go eat a chocolate cake because you feel like it. You can't. And it's the same in your life. You've got to figure out for what it is for you, your definitive specific purpose, and then make a plan for it. And then when you want to deviate off that plan, ask yourself, will this add to a step that will head me to the direction that I want to go? And if it does not, then you shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. It's as simple as that, man.
Right.
How strict do you want to be on your goal? How fast do you want to get there? All these things matter. So again, like you said, we could talk about this all day, but man, it felt good to get off my chest, to
Oh,
be
good,
honest.
bro. That's why we're here. And just like how you were just talking about the bodybuilder things and eating a piece of cake, and if it's good for you, no, if it's not, you got to step it away. Well, guess what? Personally, me, how I said I was going to be, changing my eating habits and shit. Bro, I've lost 6 pounds already, dude, just from quitting soda and eating less portions. Really, that's what it came down to. And haven't worked out yet, just doing my job. Just doing my job. And I've lost 6 pounds and hopefully still more counting. So we'll see how it goes. But
That's good shit, man.
thank you.
Keep that up.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So real quick, guys, I'm going to inform you here. So we are actually currently working on a website for the podcast. It's gonna be freaking sweet when it's all finished. Not sure how long it's gonna take. We want to make sure it's as close to perfect as possible, because obviously nothing is perfect. So that's gonna be sweet. You can find everything there. I'm not gonna have to talk about go find us at this place on Facebook or this place on Instagram or Twitter. Trying to make it easier for our listeners to just boom, you go to this, boom, one clicks, one stop shop. That's it. Thanks for coming,
Perfect. I love it. We need to evolve, baby. Oh, I was gonna tell you, I was going pee and I had a thought, bro. I was like,
That's when the best
hey,
thoughts happen.
I know. I was like, hey, you know what? I want our listeners to do us a favor. I want
Mm.
you guys to comment either on our Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Just find us and leave us topics and ask us
Yes.
things that you want us to answer. Because
Yes.
for me, I don't want to just get up here and talk about stuff because I like it necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to talk about stuff that you and I both like. I want this to be as personal as possible with you guys. So,
Yeah.
like, nothing's off the table for me. I will literally talk about anything.
Right.
I'm from the barbershop world. I will talk about anything.
Right. And Mike and I are obviously, I don't think we mentioned this, Michael, but, everyone, Mike and I are not doctors. We don't have a degree in psychology or psychological help or anything like that. We just give our personal experiences. That's it. And we want to, hope that it reaches one person, two people, one person at least. And just that feel good of helping someone. So yes, give us your topics. Please give us your topics. Anything. Shoot us a question. And we'll bring it up here on the pod and we'll talk about it. And we can hopefully give you, the listener, some insight on it.
Can we talk about one more thing before we close?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Serial killers.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm listening.
Listen. Zac Efron is playing Ted Bundy in the new movie.
Say that again. Zac Efron is playing who?
Ted Bundy. Do you know who Ted Bundy is?
Yep, the serial killer.
For those of you who don't know, specifically, Ted Bundy is a badass, good-looking dude who murdered, and he's not badass because he murdered them. I'm just saying he's badass because he's actually a smart dude, and he figured his way out around society. That's why I'm not glorifying his killing for you fuckers out there who are
hey, Zac Efron, total man rocket. All right?
Totes. He's totes, bro. Whole package. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
The whole package.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, are you wearing pants?
No, bro. I'm not right now.
For those of you listening and don't see, he's not wearing pants right now. I just see he got up and I was like, there's no pants?
No, bro, no pants. Pantless night tonight.
I thought I saw a huge bulge down there. I was like, what?
Whoa, it's that Polish sausage.
The Polish hammer.
Anyways.
Even 2 inches at 90 miles an hour will still make a dent.
Oh, my God. Woo. This went off the rails real quick.
Serial killers. Anyway, Zac Efron is playing Ted Bundy, which a lot of people are like, hey, why do we keep glorifying these serial killers? On Facebook and social media outlets, I've seen this, like, we have to stop this glorification of serial killers.
Right.
Let me just tell you, bro, like, what's your opinion, first of all, and I'll give you mine. Go ahead, you go first.
It unfortunately makes for a good movie. That's the type of shit that people want to see. It unfortunately makes a good movie. I see both sides. I see both sides of the sword here. I see the side where people say we shouldn't be giving the serial killer more. Let's not make the serial killer's head any bigger than it already is. We shouldn't be giving them more a bigger response, I guess, to it. And Lifetime does that all the time to Lifetime Movie Channel because that's all they do, is do real life things. But yeah, no, I mean, I see both sides of it. I'm sure it's going to be a great movie still, but based on a true story, I guess that's the only way to. I guess you could put it.
Bro, listen, Ted Bundy. I mean, his story, you don't even need to fabricate it or Hollywood it up.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch his documentaries and study what he's done, I've read a couple of books and watched the documentaries. Bro, this guy, if you're going to call him like the Michael Jordan of serial killers, you could, because he's like 36 women that they've counted that he's let them know about. That's crazy. And the way he did it,
Mm-hmm.
like in broad daylight, in between cars, alleyways, college campuses, just walking around like a regular dude, snatching people up. And I listen to people on social media, or I read their comments, and they're saying, well, we shouldn't glorify it. That's what's wrong with people today, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, time out. We have evolved as people, first of all. If you don't have a cell phone and you're killing motherfuckers, we can narrow you down pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
A, does he have a cell phone? Nope. Check that guy, which is like 1% of the population. So we've narrowed it down to like 100 people. You know what I mean? Like, not very hard if you're an FBI agent, first of all. I don't know many serial killers, or I haven't heard of stories of massive killings. I do remember a lot of serial killers growing up as a kid, went into teenage areas, but once cell phones started popping off, bro, it was like serial killers weren't at large no more. Now, if you kill 3 people, they're like, he's a serial killer. And I'm like, it's a
Dude,
stretch.
all it takes is one photo, and there's cameras everywhere. You know, there's cameras everywhere. On people's doorbells, on people's side of the house, on the street lamps, you know? Like there's there's cameras everywhere. And it takes one share to make that shit go viral. One share, and the next thing you know, everybody else sees it, everybody else is sharing it. Your face is all over the internet.
Yeah, you try to be Ted Bundy, but just being Ted, the guy that no one ever fucking knew. He killed a guy one time. All right, Ted, some guy Ted. You're not Ted Bundy, bro. You're just Tom or Bill. You know, like some guy killed a guy last week. Oh yeah, I don't know who that is. That's cool. You're not famous. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. Wild. I
But
mean,
but back to the glorification of it.
sure.
What I want to say, guys, is that it's not glorification for people that are logical like me. It is the pure interest in the fact that these people can exist in our society, slip through into their adults, never be traced or found until they're actually at large. How the hell are we missing this? How are we not paying attention to these people? How are they not showing red flags? There are red flags for sure. And we are not paying attention to them. Somehow they're getting through and they're doing what they're doing. And I don't know. Like, to me, that's why I feel like we watch it, because we want to see the signs. We want to know, well, what was Ted's parents like? What was Ted's social life like? What, these
What
are
was
the
his
things
background?
we want to know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What made him the way that he is?
Correct.
But then again, some people are just wired differently.
Some are wired differently, and then they have bad experiences on top of
Sure,
that. That's what I
absolutely.
think. I think like you're wired bad, and then there's an experience that comes, and it just fucks you hard in the brain, bro.
It gets you harder. Yeah. Damn. When is that movie released? You know.
I don't know.
So it recently new then. So it's probably gonna be out like next year or something, or later this year.
I mean, people always have something to complain about, right? They're like, well, it's not glorifying the serial
Oh, I got
killers.
so much to complain about. Like the weather
There's just
outside,
something,
you
bro.
know. My New York
But I wish it
Rangers
was
just traded away Matt Zuccarello, unfortunately, and he's going to the Dallas Stars now. Like, I'm gonna have to go down and visit you and catch a Dallas Stars game. I don't know.
I'll meet you out in Dallas. Let's go.
All right.
Too easy. I'll be in Midland, actually. Oh, for those of you who are listening that are barbers out
Yes,
there,
do it.
I'll be in Tucson on March 18th, and I'll be in Midland, Texas, March 24th.
All right. Boom. What's going on? I saw you post a couple like photos and stuff like that on Instagram, but
Yeah, I'm sliding my way back into the traveling world again. It's hard when you have a baby at home because you want to stay with her, you know. You want to be Papa, you know.
Yep.
But you got to be out there and be MRK and Papa at the same time. It's weird. It's like, hey MRK, you badass social media guy. Then low key, like they don't know I'm at home, just going like, ooh, who loves you? Daddy loves you. Ooh, you boo, boo boo.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm like when I'm home. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
me too. Me too.
But then I'm out and about and I'm like, yo, I'm MRK. I'm his badass barber, bro. And then I go home and I'm like, oh, I love you, honey. You know, like it's such a huge dynamic for me.
Yeah, and did you watch the video that we shared on this thing called Life Facebook page
I love that video. You did a good job, bro. Solid.
of Jim Carrey there?
Yes. Oh, that one.
Yes,
I
that
thought
one.
you meant like with Mark, but yeah, the Jim Carrey one was. I love that video.
Dude, I think he nailed it, right?
Oh, bro.
Talking about how, you got to take that chance. Just like how we were just saying too, getting over the fear, and you got to take that chance, and the door will open for you. Dude.
Bro, Jim Carrey gets a bad rap, but he's on another level of consciousness
Dude.
that a lot of people may never get to.
So, guys, follow us on all your social media accounts. Like I said, I'm going to stop doing this soon because we got that website coming out for you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at TTCL Pod. And you can follow me personally at _W_H_. WIRHOWSKI. And you can follow Michael on Instagram at m.r.k the barber. Is that correct?
M.R.K. The barber. It's my initials, motherfuckers. My name is not Mark. It is Mike. M.R.K. It's your initials,
There's
okay?
another dot after the K. I forgot that
There's a
one.
dot after every fucking name. Like, okay, Michael, period. Ryan, period. Kelly, period. Guys, stop calling me Mark.
I'm sure people do that.
They do. They do.
Mark,
and it pisses me off.
No.
No, I don't correct them, bro. I just go, okay.
Oh,
Because you want to know why? Why do I not correct them, David? Why? Why do I not correct them?
Because then you would be putting them down.
No, I'm not that morally high. No, I don't believe in morality. Why do I not? This is not a moral question for me, David. I don't act immoral. As long as we've been doing this podcast, you should know I don't operate on morals. The reason why I don't correct people when they call me Mark is because it initially tells me how they know me. Those who know me know that I'm Mike.
That's right.
You know me, David.
I know you.
Since I was a kid.
Yep.
You know I'm Mike.
Michael.
You don't say, what's up, MRK? Or Mark. So you know me as Mike. But if you call me Mark or MRK, now I know you are not in a certain circle.
That's how you separate your circles.
That's how I
know all the
me.
marks over there.
So if someone calls me Michael and I don't know who they are, I'm like, damn, this guy knows someone who knows me for real.
This guy actually knows
me. Now you gotta be careful.
Yes. Cool. All right, guys. That's enough jibber jabber there from us. Thank you guys for your ears this week. Shout out to everyone who's listened. Shout out to everyone who's talked to us and given us positive feedback. Shout out to everyone that left us a review. You know what, Michael? I actually want to do this real quick. We also have a few reviews. So we got 8 5-star reviews, but we got 3 actual written reviews. First one is by Tiff. Thank you, Tiff, for listening. She says, Victor brings a good perspective to the pod. More Victor! That's my dad. I guess she must have really enjoyed my dad's episode.
Your dad was a beast, bro.
Yeah,
he did really good.
He's lived a life. He's leveled up, as you said. I think that's the word you used.
Yeah, he's not old. He just leveled up.
Right, exactly. He's more leveled up than us. He's a little more knowledgeable than us, obviously. Second is by the RWC podcast. These guys are authentic, raw, and hilariously honest. The real talk is something so key to connecting with listeners on a podcast, and they've got it down. Plus, they have a good balance in content. Thank you, RWC podcast.
That's like my favorite review right there. That was like such a perfect.
Thank you so much. Last but not least, the third one is by Steve-O's Beer Garden. Great to listen and unwind. Truly blessed to have you as a friend. With a thank you emoji, with the hands like that together. Thank you guys for the reviews. And listen, leave us a review. And if you do, it'll pop up here on the podcast. And we'll thank you guys personally right here on air. Anyways, Michael, that wraps it up for us. We will see you guys next week.
Peace and love.